whisper of dread across Asgard's mystical halls. A chilling omen none dared to ignore. From the union of Loki and the giantess Angrboda emerged Fenrir, a wolf of monstrous proportions, eyes burning like molten gold. Even as a pup, he gnawed at chains forged by dwarves, his strength growing beyond mortal comprehension. The gods watched, terrified yet fascinated, as each attempt to restrain him failed. Odin, foreseeing the end, sensed the shadow of Ragnarok looming in Fenrir's fangs. The young wolf's howls echoed through mountains and valleys, a terrifying lullaby of destruction. Tyr, the brave god of war, approached cautiously, offering his hand in trust. But every encounter with Fenrir carried a silent warning. This beast was not merely a creature. He was fate incarnate, a harbinger of doom, destined to rise when the world would tremble. The stage was set, and the chains of Asgard were ready to be tested. Gleipnir, the slender, enchanted binding, glimmered deceptively in the sunlight, an intricate weave of impossible materials. Fenrir sniffed, growling low, sensing deceit, yet curiosity held him in place. The gods gathered in tense silence, their hearts pounding as the wolf strained against his magical prison.
I smell your fear.
Tyr's missing hand remained a stark reminder of the beast's merciless strength. The wolf's golden eyes reflecting ancient hatred and cunning intelligence. With each failed tug, Fenrir's legend grew whispered by mortals and immortals alike. The air thickened with the scent of fear and inevitability. For the prophecy was clear. Fenrir would escape his bonds when the time came. And when that day arrived, Asgard would quake. And even the mighty Odin could not stand against the fury of a wolf destined to devour gods. The moment Fenrir's jaws snapped shut, time itself seemed to fracture. The Norse god Tyr, the one-handed god of war and justice, screamed through the golden halls of Asgard as blood gushed from his wrist, staining the earth like spilled prophecy. He staggered back, clutching the gaping wound where his hand had once been, every step a testament to courage and pain. Fenrir's golden eyes gleamed with cruel satisfaction, sensing the trick, tasting the betrayal, and exacting his price. The assembled gods stood frozen, their triumph over the binding soured by the sound of tearing flesh. Gleipnir, the magical silken chain, glowed faintly with runic power, holding Fenrir's massive limbs in unbreakable restraint. Yet the wolf's hunger had not been tamed. It had only sharpened. Tyr's blood fed the whispers of doom, dripping into the roots of Yggdrasil. A warning that no victory over chaos came without sacrifice. Days turned into restless nights, yet Tyr found no peace. His missing hand burned with phantom fire, as if Fenrir's teeth still tore through his flesh with every heartbeat. He walked the halls of Asgard, haunted by echoes, the snap of jaws, the growl of hunger, the crushing silence before the strike. Sometimes he dreamed of his severed hand crawling back to him, fingers twitching, dripping blood, reaching out from Fenrir's maw. His pride as the god of war had shielded him in countless battles. But against this beast, courage was a mask stretched thin over terror. He avoided the wolf's gaze, yet in his mind he saw it always, those molten eyes. Promising vengeance, promising an end. Tyr's sacrifice had not sealed Fenrir's fate. It had only bound the god himself to dread. The howl of the wolf lingered in his soul, a curse no chain could silence. You're watching Mythonomics. Subscribe and enjoy. Odin wandered the silent halls of Asgard, every step echoing like a death knell. Shadows twisted unnaturally, drawn toward Fenrir's imprisoned form as if the very world recoiled in fear. A swirling murder of crows circled him, their wings cutting through the dim golden light, and his one eye burned with a cosmic blue whirlwind, reflecting galaxies of dread. The metallic tang of Fenrir's hunger clung to the air, an invisible pulse of malice that gnawed at the walls of the realm. Even the bravest gods seemed to shrink beneath the wolf's silent, calculating gaze.
Ragnarok.
Odin's runes whispered of unspeakable futures. Fenrir, unbound,
God.
jaws dripping fire and blood, devouring gods and mortals alike. And yet, as Odin turned, a chill ran down his spine. Was this at last the end of the Allfather? Fenrir's golden eyes glimmered through the shadows, unbroken and patient, plotting the day he would
Ragnarok
rise.
is upon us. Flee. There is no escape.
His growls echoed through Asgard's halls, a funeral drum that made even the golden pillars tremble. He was a predator contained, yet unbroken, a living prophecy of chaos. Odin's gaze, sharp but wary, met Tyr's scarred hand as a reminder of courage against inevitable doom, plotting, waiting, imagining the day chains would shatter and the heavens would tremble. Even the bravest gods could feel the pulse of fate within him, a warning of Ragnarok's approach. When Fenrir would rise, nothing could halt the storm of destruction he carried in every sinew, every breath, and so his tale persisted through time, whispered on the winds, carried in the darkened forests, a story of terror, destiny, and unimaginable power. This is the legend of Fenrir, told in agonizing detail, preserved forever in Mythonomics, where myths awaken, legends breathe, and the horrors of gods and monsters never die.